Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Grand Circle Tour podcast is about to air right this moment. Please remain seated and keep your seatbelt fastened at all times. Thank you.
The Disneyland Limited now leaving for a Grand Circle Tour of the Magic Kingdom. All passengers board.
Star Tours announces the boarding of the Endor Express. All passengers, please prepare for immediate boarding.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. For those of you standing, please hold on to the handrails throughout our journey and stay clear of the door.
Please keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the train and remain seated at all times. Now then, hang on to them hats and glasses, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
I am Sam the American Eagle, and I am proud to introduce the Grand Circle Tour podcast, a celebration of Disney parks, but mostly the American ones. I really like these guys.
Hello, Grand Circle Tour podcast passengers. I am your conductor, Dan, and welcome aboard. Sit back and enjoy your trip as we take you on a Grand Circle Tour around all things Disney. I am here today with my two favorite co-hosts, Mindy. Mindy, how's it going, and what's up?
Hey, I'm so good. It's been a while since I've been on the show with you.
And I know, right?
Up? It has been the most exhilarating week because I interviewed Bob Gurr, and he's amazing. He's Bob. I love him. He's Bob Gurr. So stay tuned for that episode. But what a bucket list item of mine.
It is unbelievable, Mindy. We are all looking forward for that episode to air. And passengers, let me tell you, we have a special treat coming out for you with that episode. Definitely some cool stories. Jason, my other favorite co-host, how are you today, and what's up with you?
Aloha, Dan. I'm great. How you doing?
I'm great.
The Bob Gurr episode is a great episode. I am editing it, and it is a fun one. Passengers, you are going to want to tune in because Mindy knocked it out of the park interviewing Disney legend Bob Gurr.
She always knocks it out of the park.
It is such a good sounding interview. You guys are going to love it.
Awesome. Well, my what's up is that I am just back about an hour ago from seeing Aladdin. And I'm not going to give too much away right now because we are going to do a Aladdin movie review as we do with all Disney movies. But I will say that I was pleasantly surprised. I was not expecting much, and I thought it was a very, very good movie. So we will talk more about that in another episode, though.
And I'm going to back up your thing there, like I did Mindy's, and say Aladdin was a great movie.
Yeah, I know. I was speaking to Jay before the show, and Jay really, really enjoyed it. So looking forward to talking all about that.
However I felt about Dumbo, this is the exact opposite.
Jason, hate for Dumbo, huh?
I didn't hate Dumbo, but passengers, go back and listen to the episode.
Go back to listen to the Dumbo review and see what Jay really felt about Dumbo. All right, so on today's show, I thought we'd do something a little different. There was a former Disney podcast out there way back when that I used to listen to. That show no longer exists, but they used to do this bit every once in a while where they would do What's the Chances? They'd bring up a topic, and then all the co-hosts would go around and give a percentage, 0 to 100, and anything in between, on what they think the chances of that occurring is. So I thought I'd steal an idea and use some newer topics with all the stuff that's going on right now in the world of Disney. I think there's a lot of good stuff to talk about. So Jason and Mindy, I'm going to just ask you the questions. I have not spoke with them about this, so all these questions are going to be kind of at the top, off the top of their head, and we'll see how this goes. So, anyone have any questions?
Do we get points?
Do you want me to give points? I don't know. Would George approve if I gave points here? I don't know. All right, we'll see. We'll see. I'll see if I can give you guys points here. So let's start with this question, okay? The current one-day park hopper ticket is $160 for the Magic Kingdom. What's the chances that it gets over $200 in the next 5 years? Jason, we'll start with you.
Over $200? 200%.
You can't go over 100%, Jay.
Then 100% to the max. And then add another 100% on top of that.
So you think within 5 years,
I think
one day?
3 years, it's going to be
3 years. Wow.
$199 for a single day at the Magic Kingdom on a peak day.
Oh, wow. What about you, Mindy? What do you think?
Wholeheartedly. I'll double that 100%. I have no doubt, especially, I know it's coming. They're building this Star Wars hotel. That is going to, everything is, I mean, from what I understand, that hotel is going to be $800 a night. And people are going to want to go to Magic Kingdom too. It's all rising. And if you look at every park as a boat, you know, all ships rise with the rising tide, and it's all going to increase the people going, which increases their revenue, and they will raise the prices. No doubt about it. 100%. That's going to happen. Mark
Guys,
our words.
Think about this for a second. It's going to cost us $200 for one day in the theme parks. That's insane. It's insane.
I get it. Now, here's the thing, though. So people, you know, they complain about rising prices. It is pricing people out. They can save longer or they don't go. But what people don't understand or think about is you gladly, like, let's just say your favorite band comes to town and you immediately will drop $160 for that ticket for 2 hours of entertainment. 2 hours, not 16 hours, not 12 hours or whatever you're spending in a park seeing state-of-the-art shows, riding amazing attractions. It's all relative. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, but it's all relative. And people will go, you know, you go to a zoo, you're spending, I know it's not Disney, but per hour, if you broke it down, it cost my family $100 to go to the Phoenix Zoo just to like get in. Okay. But we're only there for 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
So per hour, if you broke it down like that, $200 is still, in my opinion, a great value. And I'm not saying I want it to jump up to that today. I am excited and glad that it's not. But get an annual pass. It'll save you some money.
I'm actually going to counter you with that, Mindy. Sorry.
That's all right.
Because my sister bought an annual pass. She has wanted her whole life when her kids are little to get an annual pass and take them to the parks. They live in San Diego, 90 minutes away. My sister feels kind of ripped off on her annual pass now.
And tell me why.
Because they've gone and the parks are now so overcrowded, she cannot enjoy it with her almost 3-year-old son.
I can see that.
The fun, and especially having grown up and watched it change, for her, she sees where the fun is being sucked out of it by price and over.
I wholeheartedly agree. I do, because, but
and she said there are better places I can spend my money, like the zoo or museums. I can give up my Disney pass if I'm not going to have any fun with my kids.
Yes, and the thing is, we've been to Disneyland on super busy days, and I do feel bad for those who never get to go, and I'm blessed that we get to go as much as we do, and fortunate that I've been to Disneyland over 200 times, and that I've been to Disney World 8 times, and on several Disney cruises. But with that said, I will go to Disneyland like your sister, and I just want to gouge my eyeballs out and fork my kids because it's like so crazy busy. But then we sit on a bench and we get a corn dog and we're as happy as could be because we're in the parks. And maybe we don't ride every single attraction, but we'll go get on them. Or we go see that Pirates has a 2-hour wait. We won't ride it. I get it. But we come back and we'll go during the night when everybody's gone and close the parks. There's always different ways than what most people do is get up. They get there at 10. because they don't want to do rope drop, and then they stay till 7 or 8 because their kids are cranky and they leave. Either get up early where there's nobody there, or go late and close the parks. Yes, it's busy, but there's ways to get around that, and I value a Disney annual pass.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead, Jay. You have something else?
One more quick thing. With the rising price, and this is my sister who loves Disney and has always gone to Disneyland with me. What do you think when the price gets to $199 a day? The average family of 4, say here in small town Missouri, looks at the website, sees how much it's going to be, and goes, "No, we can't do it." Now it's crossed the threshold of it's no longer affordable.
And that will happen.
And people start resenting Disney because they can't afford it anymore.
But that's already happening.
It's already happening, but I will say that I think we could have the same conversation 10 years ago. And we would have said back then the number would have been, I don't know, 150, and we're already past that number, and
we're
still willing to do it. So, all right, let's get on to the next one. That was I set you off with a softball, and then it sparked some controversy anyway. So that's pretty good. All right, here's another one. What are the chances that the Muppet Courtyard survives Galaxy's Edge? Mindy, you want to start with this one?
I haven't been there to even, I don't even know what that is.
The Muppet Show.
The windows open, the Muppet Show that's outside?
The Muppet Show and the little Muppet Fountain, which is right next to where Galaxy's Edge is.
Okay.
Kind of in between Galaxy's Edge and Star Tours.
Okay, so I was right. Okay, so that, it's there, and it's cute, and it's fun. But with the walkway, it's going. They're going to get rid of it 100%. They want
100%.
100%.
There's not even a small chance of it staying?
Nope. The Muppets are going to get the boot. They got the boot at Disneyland, so they're going to get the boot at Walt Disney World too.
All right, what do you think, Jay?
Mindy, you and I always agree on everything. There must be a full moon tonight. Because I give it an 80% chance.
80% chance of staying or going?
Staying for at least the next 5 years.
Wow, okay.
Because with the huge crowds they're going to wait to go into Galaxy's Edge, not everybody can go to Baseline Tap House and have a few drinks while they wait. I can totally see them doing what they do at the Magic Kingdom and having the Muppets pop out of the second floor of some area of Muppets Courtyard, and the Muppets do Star Wars. Just to entertain the crowds and suck people away from that entrance.
Yeah. I know he had mentioned that. I think, was it you that mentioned that on another show a couple weeks, last week or 2 weeks ago? Someone said that.
That's a nice idea.
It's wishful thinking. But
That's so cute. How thoughtful to think of the people. But Disney doesn't give a crap what people.
The Great Muppet Courtyard store.
That's an honorable mention for you, but business-wise, it's gonna go.
And everyone's favorite pizza place, Pizzerizza, will then also go. All right, let's move on to Epcot. We keep hearing the rumors of Brazil coming. What's the chances that it actually happens in the next 5 years? Jay?
60-40. I see them finding a different country.
Ooh, okay. Anything that you can suggest, or?
Personally, I've always wanted Egypt to come to World Showcase.
That'd be pretty cool. All right. Mindy, what do you think? Is Brazil coming?
Let's break the antithesis thinking here, and I'm gonna agree with Jason on this. So 60-40, but I don't think it's gonna happen in 5 years though. So 60-40 that it will, but 5 years probably not. So I can say that I don't know if they ever dropped the idea, but doing a Mary Poppins thing, or they were talking about adding that to the pavilion, but as far as doing a whole new one, I don't know. But I'll agree with those numbers.
So
All right.
Epcot's 50th is 10 years after Magic Kingdom's. Wonder how many of those expansion pads they're going to fill for the 50th, just to be able to market. Look how many new countries have come to World Showcase.
Yeah. They've got something up. They've got something up their sleeve.
I bet you every country that goes in is going to be built around an IP.
Oh yeah, but without a doubt.
Yeah, I don't have to. I guess we don't even have to bet. We just know it's going to happen.
All right, next one. What's the chances that Tron becomes the best coaster on any Disney property? Any Disney property. Jason?
I'm going to give it like 98% just because I love Big Thunder at the Magic Kingdom and I hate to see it get knocked down, but I know it's going to happen, even though Tron is shorter and less themed.
All right, 98%. Mindy, what do you think?
Being that there already is a Tron attraction, aren't they just duplicating it? They're just duplicating it. They're taking it from the other park that's across seas and bringing it to Walt Disney World. So you can't give it a number like that because it's not going to be the best in any park because there's already is one. So that's not going to happen. It might be great, but you can go ride Tron right now as long as you go to the other park.
All right, how about tied for first place?
Okay, it could be tied, but
with the other Tron.
Is it tied? You have to ask yourself, is it the number one like roller coaster right now? I mean, I've never been on Tron, but
okay, I interpreted this as, are people going to vote it number one? Are people going to say it's the number one? Not, is it going to be the actual number one?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're a man of the people, Jay.
People are going to love it. People are going to eat it up. It's going to have 4-5 hour waits the first 2 years.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Voted number one thing in Magic Kingdom for the next decade.
Yeah.
It could, it could be. But are they making what's the Guardians of the Galaxy one? Is that a roller coaster? What are they building?
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, apparently
we would already know if people would already, oh my gosh, you have to go ride Tron. Like, I get it, but we haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster yet. That might take the cake, and they're all stuff out. We already have. You can go YouTube the Tron attraction and ride that virtually on a roller coaster, but we haven't seen what they're going to do with this amazing new attraction.
Which my answer to match Mindy's, because the Guardians roller coasters, the Guardians car actually rotates like a full 360
Okay, there you go.
Track, and there's animatronics, and there's rumors of it doing multiple switchbacks. So yeah, it's gonna be Guardians.
I'm gonna jump in right here because one of my questions, we're gonna jump right to it, is what's the chances that the Guardians of the Galaxy attraction become and this is an individual question, one of your top 10 attractions in all the parks? Jay?
We'll have to. Right now, I'm going to have to say no because I'm more about those classic attractions.
All right.
Like, my favorite thing in all of Florida, probably the entire state of Florida, is Tower of Terror.
So give me a percentage. Is there any possibility it cracks your top 10?
60-40.
Wow, okay. That's higher than I thought, to be honest.
Yeah, that's higher than I thought it would be.
What about you, Min?
I was going to say like a 60% chance is a good number. I mean, I have full faith in Disney. Like, what they create with attractions and Imagineering is mind-blowing. And for a new attraction and the things they can do with the attractions now with projection and animatronics and how fluid they are, and mingling that with a roller coaster, can you imagine? It's going to be epic. And it's another reason to go to Walt Disney World. I have full faith that it's going to be amazing.
All right. So let's change the question a little. And I'm going to ask you the same question for you as an individual. What's the chances that Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad become in your top 10?
Well, they just announced that it's going to Toontown, which it definitely needs.
Yep.
It's supposed to be jaw-dropping. I've seen the concepts. I don't know how that's going to be. I mean, so maybe a 50-50. I don't know. That's kind of lower on my charts. I would think Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster is going to be higher than the Runaway Mine Train.
Jay?
100%. I can see this one cementing itself as my number 10 forever, just because it's Mickey Mouse in a ride. Finally.
But it's the weird Mickey Mouse. They can't
I love
even use
the weird Mickey.
I'm not a fan.
I'm hoping this weird Mickey brings kids back to older Disney cartoons because he looks like older ones. So they'll go back and start watching the original shorts and keep them alive. Because I believe the children are the future.
Let them lead the way, right?
Let them lead the way.
So, Jay, I had you in mind when I was thinking about that, and I just knew your answer was going to be 100%.
Yeah. Now, if it was Donald Duck, it'd probably go to the top spot.
All right. We're going to do the same question again. However, we're going to do the Epcot version of the Ratatouille ride. Jason, will it make your top 10, do you think?
90%, 10%, 90%
Wow.
yes, because I love Patton Oswalt. Love Ratatouille.
All right, cool. What about you, Mindy? What do you think about Ratatouille? What's your percentage?
It looks amazing. So 60-40? I think it's going to be cool, I think. I don't know.
So that being said, you guys all have gone above 50% for all three of those attractions. So do you honestly think all three of them will be in your top 10? It means there's only 7 other spots left in your top 10, guys.
I can see
Something would get the boot, though.
My top 5 are always going to be in their position they are. They're solid. They aren't moving. Bottom 5 are in flux, so...
All right, let's move on to another one. So we all know the new space-themed restaurant is going to be opening shortly. What's the chances that you book an ADR on your first trip to Disney World after it opens at this space-themed restaurant? Jay?
If the only way I can get in is with an ADR, then 100%.
So you want to...
Sorry.
Will you go out of your way to book the ADR?
I wouldn't go out of my way for this one. This is one of those where it looks cool. I think I just kind of have to see it. It's available. I just go take it day of.
Okay.
I want to see it. It looks cool, but it's not something I look like I'm going to have to hit every single time.
All right. What about you, Mindy? Are you going to go? What's the percentage that you will book an ADR?
Percentage? Let's go 40%.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. There's places that I like, and we always try to do one new thing, so I'll probably do it once. So I guess if that's the case, maybe 100%, but for every trip and like it becomes a must-do, 40.
Just the next time you go, I'm asking.
Oh,
like,
next time you go?
Is it something you got to go see right away?
No. So I'll stick with 40.
All right.
Can I tell you guys, I have a restaurant that I have to go to now every single time.
Where's that?
What's that, Jay?
It's the Jungle Cruise restaurant.
Oh, of course.
I have to go to Skipper Canteen every time now, just because.
Yeah.
Wait,
that's kind of a no-brainer.
So you went on your last trip? I thought you didn't go.
I didn't get to, but I'm just going to have to make it a tradition from this point.
Yep.
So I think most passengers know that I have a one time at each restaurant policy until I get to all of them. And I will say that the new space restaurant is probably not going to happen anytime soon. There's a lot of other ones I have on that list above it. Unless they come out and they say the food's amazing. I just don't think it's going to be.
Yeah, it looks more about the gimmick because
Yeah,
there's so many great places to eat in Epcot with so many great views. I want to experience it once, but honestly, I'd rather sit and look across the lagoon and see Olive World Showcase.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. All right, let's move on to another one. So the lightsabers just came out for that they're going to be selling at Galaxy's Edge, and they're going for I believe it's $199, right? Does I have that right?
So it's one. I saw the thing on it. It said one like $120, and then you can buy the actual stick.
Right.
And it's $49 or $45, depending on which length.
Right.
So it was about $200 total for the whole thing.
$200 total for the whole thing. So, Mindy, what's the chances you buy a lightsaber?
0. I have zero interest in buying a lightsaber. Now, nope, I would still say 0 because my son would want one. But that thing would last 2 minutes, and then it would be a shattered $200 lightsaber. Whether I have the income for it or the money for it or not, I'm not buying him a $200 lightsaber. I'll use the $200 for a one-day ticket.
Great line. Jay, what's your chances?
It is going to be an absolute 0%.
Really? I'm surprised. I thought there'd be some possibility.
I love Star Wars, but as you can see behind me, it's all about Doctor Who. I'm not knocking anyone who gets it because I did spend $150 on an exact replica of the 10th Doctor sonic screwdriver that also just happens to be a remote control for the TV. You just have to risk just right.
I don't even know what any of that means that you just said.
Like what?
You know what? Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it because if we go down that detour, it's going to spin off a whole different.
All right, so 0% chance.
Jason drags his friends to Doctor Who.
Tune into Jay's Doctor Who podcast.
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will be getting no money from me.
You know what, though? I do want an army of all purple droids that I built myself.
I'll try the blue milk because it looks cool. But
I'm bringing home the DJ Rex first time I go.
My question is, who am I going to have a lightsaber fight with on the show? If none of you guys are going to have one.
I would not use a $200 lightsaber for a fight. We'll go to the dollar store and pick up the one we don't care about. The one that says space laser.
Yeah, I think George would. He'd be up for it. And
George and Stan will definitely have them.
They'll have them for sure.
Let's get some.
They'll have 100% for that.
We have to make sure we coordinate the colors so we don't get the same color. I call blue.
You know what? That would have to be our first YouTube video.
I pictured George having like sick lightsaber skills. I don't know why.
I picture him like dancing around like as he does it.
Like taekwondo fighting, flips and backflips. And
yeah, exactly.
Kicks and all, huh?
I see the rest of us just getting angry at George and like, all swords on George.
Like, George, enough.
Darth Vader.
George, put the lightsaber away, George. Enough.
You're like that movie Tag.
Yeah, right.
We spend the rest of our lives trying to get George.
All right, I wrote this one with Mindy in mind. So, Mindy, you're going to go last on this one, okay?
Okay.
But what's the chances that the gondolas are going to be a complete failure? Jay, you go first.
I'm going to say 90% no. I think they. Sorry.
No, so you're saying they're 90% going to be successful, right?
90% successful. I think they put way too much. I know it doesn't look it, but I'll bet you anything they put so much time and energy into making sure this thing works that no one gets stuck in a lightning storm in the sky in Florida over a body of water.
What if someone's in the gondola sticking out their $200 lightsaber during a lightning storm? How's that going to work?
That's on you.
Oh my gosh.
If you turn yourself into a lightning rod, it's not Disney's fault.
All right, Mindy, let us have it. I know you think it's 100%, right?
Abso-freaking-lutely. Those things are going to be the demise of Disney. I mark my words. People are going to hate them because they are going to get hot. I don't care how much mirrors they wrap on those things. It's still 100, and I live in Arizona. You can put air conditioning in a car, and it's still hot. There's nothing that they can do to make those things feel comfortable for the 8-minute ride you're going to take in 110-degree weather. Because let's get real. It might reflect the sun, but that does not change the temperature of the air. It's going to have 110-degree weather pushing through that thing. And then when it gets stuck, you have to shut the windows when it rains, or you're going to be soaked. And then you are now in a really hot box with 100% humidity and sweating. This is a family show. Sweating your face off from heat exhaustion. And there will be so many lawsuits from people getting sick.
Oh my goodness.
And they're going to be stuck, and they can't come rescue them all out of those things. They are demise waiting to happen.
All right, Mindy, one question though. Can you please tell us how you really feel about it?
There's my rant. It's exactly how I feel. I think it's the biggest joke. I live in Arizona, and the difference is it's dry here, but over there that is so much worse. I would rather have dry heat stuck in get me. I've had a car without air conditioning. You can roll down the windows all you want. It doesn't cool it off.
Mindy, it's so weird for you and I to be on the opposite side of things, especially for a whole show, because
you come to my house and I'll roll down the windows in my car and I'll show you exactly what it's going to be like in those gondolas.
Because I see myself, do you guys remember that Geico commercial where the little piggies in the minivan going, wee, wee, all the way home with a
Maxwell the pig.
Yeah. That's only going to be 3 months out of the year when it's 70
That's going to be
degrees.
me every time I get on it. I'm going to just hop on and be like, free ride I didn't have to pay for.
Nope. It's going to be, if you've ridden the monorail when it's 115 degrees at Disneyland, it'll give you a little bit of an idea. Those windows open and they shut it down. It doesn't have reflection. I get it. It does not change the temperature of the air that is going to circulate around in those things. There.
So the little devil on my shoulder said, how are we going to get Mindy riled up in this episode? And that's why I asked that question.
So let me ask you, Mindy, the first fight on the Skyway, what do you think is going to kick it off? BO or Bad Breath?
Oh, yeah. See, here's my thoughts. My thoughts are, I don't think it's going to break down. I honestly don't. I'm with you, Jay. I think they put way too much.
It already has.
No, they haven't even had it go on yet.
It was pouring and they stopped it.
Yes, but it's not even in use yet. They just stopped it.
It's not. It's going to break down.
I think they put way too much money and effort into this to know when it's going to stop. But I do think that the BO and the bad breath is going to be a whole nother story.
Oh my gosh.
BO, Bad Breath, or someone's going to have had one too many turkey legs on a crowded gondola.
Oh, think about those.
Heck is going to break loose.
No. Think about after Food and Wine coming back from Epcot with all those drunk people, and now all the way up in the sky, getting motion sickness. Come on.
How many fights happened in Epcot just because people had one too many and that dude looked at me wrong?
Imagine standing below the gondola as that drunk person is doing what they're doing out the window from Epcot.
Or what people are doing inside the gondola that I really don't want to think about. So we'll just leave it at that. They're going to be a disaster.
And that's the real
fun.
That's the real reason the people mover's gone, Mindy.
3 months out of the year, I'll love it. But do not take me on the gondolas from April 15th to October 15th. I will not step foot in them.
All right. Go got a couple more here. We'll wrap this show up. So there was a recent article out there, right this morning. It's been going around some of the Disney Facebook pages that talks about Animal Kingdom and that it's risen to the 6th most popular theme park in the world. I don't know if you guys knew that. But the article goes on to say, with all the new plans that we're talking about in today's episode for Epcot, for Magic Kingdom, for obviously Hollywood Studios, that the attendance is going to take a hit. For Animal Kingdom, attendance is going to take a hit because all those guests will be going to the other parks. It also goes on to say that they predict that Animal Kingdom attendance will drop out of the top 10. So it has climbed up to the 6th in the world, and they're saying it'll go out of the top 10 in the world. What's the chances this happens, Jay? Basically, the question is
0%.
0%. Okay. Why is that?
Disney World's 50th coming up. They're going to keep Pandora and all the promotion and marketing materials for this. People are going to know that in addition to Tron and Ratatouille, there's still this Avatar thing to go check out. It's just going to be spaced out across all 4 parks. I would honestly be shocked if for the 50th, if Disneyland and all 4 Disney World parks didn't take the top 5.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mindy, what do you think about Animal Kingdom?
It's always going to be a love, so I'll agree with Jason on this. Same points. Nobody's ever going to stop going. I did read that, and I didn't agree with it because, yeah, it's going to pull people, but it's also going to push people there because it's going to be a slower park and a place to want to go and unwind. You know, when it's busy at Disneyland, I'm over at California Adventure, like, leave the people, right? Get away. I don't think it's going to do anything to it. Like, have a huge impact on that.
Okay.
Let me ask you guys, too. It's been up to 20 years now, and how many of your friends and coworkers tell you that when they go down, that's their favorite park now?
How many say it's their favorite park?
Yeah, I hear it from quite a few people that when they go down to Disney, that's their favorite.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And Jay, I think you're onto something too about the 50th, where you have all these people that haven't been to Disney World in a long time, and it may even be the first time they experience Animal Kingdom. It's definitely going to be the first time they experience Animal Kingdom as what it is today compared to 10 years ago. And I think it'll change a lot of people's minds too. So, I agree.
Especially now, if you haven't been in so long and you come and find it's an all-day park now. You can stay through the evening.
Yep. All right, I got one more for you guys. So, the new hotels, we have the Riviera Hotel, right? We have, I think it's called Reflections Lodge, where the old, what's it called? I'm having a brain fart. What's the name of that old water park?
River Country.
River Country. Is. So what's the chances that as soon as these hotels open, that you will book a stay at these hotels? Mindy?
100%. And I'll tell you why. Because, well, not only book, but I have 100% intentions on buying DVC property.
Whoa.
To the new one. I was so amazed. I watched YouTube videos of people taking tours of the new rooms at the
Riviera.
At the Riviera. Oh my gosh, it's mind blowing. And I will own 250 points a year. That's what I'm going to buy, and it's going to happen because that sold me 100% that I will be buying into 250 points a year for DVC.
All right, so this brings up a bigger question, Mindy. So before you saw those videos, what was your percentage of wanting to buy into DVC?
I love that. So, like, I've gone back and forth, like, if it was something I needed to do or how often, but that sold me so much that I would say 100% now. Like, I wasn't going to ever, like really look into it. Maybe I really wanted to, maybe like 50% was wanting to get into DVC. But as soon as I saw those rooms, how impeccable they are. They're so me, and the design of them is gorgeous. And then, and not only that, but this DVC that they take you to where you go watch, you get ice cream at the end. It's amazing. They have their own ice cream parlor. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Okay, sign me up and I will take a DVC tour every freaking time I go to Disney. It's so cute. And the rooms, oh my gosh, I will never not get a 1-bedroom studio ever again when I go, because I'm sold. I'm 100% sold on getting a DVC to that resort now.
Wow, I'm like, actually, I'm not shocked to hear that you want DVC. I'm just shocked to hear that the Riviera itself is the thing that sold you. You know? And I agree. It's pretty awesome. And you're not the only Grand Circle Tour co-host to talk to me about that this week, because someone else was sending me messages. George was texting me a little bit because I do own DVC, and he was asking me all these questions about DVC. So that's two of us right there that it's sold on. So that's pretty amazing.
For Jay, that same resort, so George wants that resort too?
Yep, that's what he was saying, yeah.
It's amazing. So we're going to be neighbors and just go have a hoot and holler in time staying at the Riviera Resort, because
between all of us, we'll have like 1,000 points.
Heck yeah.
Grand Villa. Jay, what about you?
I want to stay at those hotels, but for me, it's going to be a 0% because we're already Starwood members. So it makes no sense for me to stay there when I get way more for way less by staying off property.
So I have to warn everyone out there just a little bit about Riviera. The annual dues is crazy expensive, like crazy expensive. Put it this way, I was speaking to George the other day, and we were doing the math. I have 160 at Saratoga, and I pay about maybe let's call it 1,000. It's probably less than that, but that's how much money I spend a year in dues. And that's 160 points. For 100 points at Riviera, you're talking about the same amount of money in dues. That's how much more expensive the dues are in Riviera. So just, it's all about money here, and everyone should know about, how dues work and that you have to pay your yearly dues. So.
And I'm going to be honest, mine is on Maui, because the points I have, I can use mine to go to Paris or just about anywhere. So I mean, I'm already invested into this one, so it's really hard for me to give this up and go to DVC when I used it for just about anything, anywhere.
I will say that DVC was probably the best thing I ever bought, so we'll give it a plug.
If I get rid of mine, I will join DVC.
What about the DVC where you can travel all over the world too?
Yeah, Adventures by Disney.
I've been paying into this one for 10 years.
It's like, stop peer pressuring me, guys.
You can come with me and experience staying at the Riviera, and you'll be a full believer. I'll get you over.
I will totally come stay with you because that will be fun.
Okay, cool.
Oh, now you guys are friends again, huh?
Yeah.
We were never not friends. We just didn't disagree on anything on this one
ever.
So passengers, we always say that Jay and Mindy are very similar, and it's funny that this episode, like, they almost broke up because of it.
I know. Yeah. My husband always laughs. He's like, "Are you dating this guy? He's getting a tie to match you to go to." Yeah, people are gonna totally think we're together. Woo, it's gonna be great.
And we'll be there with my mom, so people will think we're taking my mom.
We're family.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
And yes, my husband totally trusts me and loves me, and it's all good, peeps. It's all good. You're like, your husband's gonna let you go? Yeah, there's no letting me go. I'm just gonna go.
Don't think there's anything he needs to worry about.
Yeah, nope.
I don't think so either.
If anything, it'll be, oh no, go ahead and buy that. You look good in that.
He's my best friend, so it's all good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I see the train is rounding the corner, and we are approaching that station, so today's show is about over. I want to give a quick shout-out to Pixie Dusted Dreams Travel and Events. Thanks for all your help everything you've done for our podcast, and we truly appreciate it. Go check them out there, passengers, and they will definitely help you out with your travel needs. Sorry, I just blanked. You have to cut that one out too, Jay. So
I'm not mad at you. She's mad at you.
That's all we have time for today, guys. Thank you very much, and Ken, take it away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done recording.
I'm so putting that at the very end.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tour Magical Ticket Holders. While on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tour. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tour Podcast, as well as Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to send us a message, you can email us at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule, make it good. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.
Please remain seated until the boat comes to a complete stop and you are asked to disembark.
Por favor, mantengan las manos y los brazos adentro de la lancha. Quédense sentados hasta llegar al lugar donde se desembarca. Gracias.